Long before the rise of empires or the coming of the foreign ships, there lived a people by the river, near the mouth of the great Niger Delta. The Ijaw people, our ancestors, have always lived close to the water, in the land of the mangroves, swamps, and rivers. For us, the water is not just a source of life, but a part of our soul, our spirit, and our heritage. Our story begins in the days when the earth was still young, and our forefathers were the children of the sea. They lived in the creeks and on the islands that dotted the Niger Delta, and they learned early how to live with the rhythms of the water. The Ijaw people did not need to travel far to see the wonders of the world because everything we needed was already around us: the fish that swam through the rivers, the trees that grew strong from the wet earth, and the air that carried the whispers of the ancestors. The Ijaw people were never one united group in the beginning. We were spread across the many islands and riverbanks of the delta, each village or settlement living in its own way, but always connected by our shared culture. We are a proud people, and our strength lies in our ability to adapt to the ever-changing world of the rivers. Our ancestors were warriors, traders, farmers, and fishermen. Some of us were great boat builders, making long canoes that could carry us to the farthest reaches of the river, while others were known for their skill in creating the woven baskets that helped us harvest the rich bounty of the land. Over time, the Ijaw people grew in number. We formed strong, tight-knit communities bound by kinship and respect for the elders. We held on to our traditions, and we told stories around the fire, stories of the gods, of the rivers, and of the spirits that watched over us. The river was our protector, and we lived in harmony with its flow, knowing that as long as we respected it, it would always give us what we needed. But the peace of the river would not last forever. The first time we faced a great change was when the white men came in their big ships. They came with strange languages and ideas, bringing with them goods and weapons we had never seen before. We welcomed them at first, not knowing what was to come. The Europeans wanted the riches of the land, the palm oil, the ivory, the rubber, and the wealth hidden in our rivers. They took what they wanted, and many of our people were forced into slavery, taken from the land they knew, to work for foreign masters on faraway lands. But the Ijaw people are not easily defeated. Though many of us were captured and sold into slavery, we fought back in every way we could. We resisted the foreign invaders in the only way we knew how, through the power of our spirits, our unity, and our knowledge of the land. We refused to let our heritage fade away. Even as they tried to strip us of our land, we held on. The struggle for our freedom, for our land, continued. The fight for our rights became fiercer as time passed. We were the ones who knew the land and the rivers better than anyone, yet we were often overlooked. Foreign governments and companies took what they wanted, and our rivers became polluted. Our land was used for oil drilling, and the promise of prosperity was never kept. The Ijaw people, despite our strength and our resilience, found ourselves in a battle not just for freedom, but for survival. Through the years, we have faced many hardships, from the pains of colonization to the challenges of modern-day Nigeria. Our land has been scarred by oil spills, and our rivers poisoned by the greed of foreign companies. Yet, in our hearts, we never stopped fighting for what is ours. The struggle for our land, for our rights, and for the future of our children continues to this day. But through it all, the Ijaw spirit has never been broken. We have endured, and we have thrived. We are a people bound by our rivers, our land, and our traditions. Our culture, rich with the songs of our ancestors, the wisdom of our elders, and the strength of our women, has carried us through the darkest times. We have survived wars, natural disasters, and political struggles, but we are still here, strong and united. We are not a people who give up easily. Every Ijaw man and woman, from the youngest child to the oldest elder, knows that the river flows through our veins, and as long as it does, we will continue to fight for the future of our people. Our struggle is not just about oil or land, it is about preserving our identity, our dignity, and our way of life. Today, as we look at the generations of Ijaw people still living by the riverside, in our villages, and in cities far from the delta, we see that the legacy of our ancestors is still alive. We continue to honor our traditions, from the grand ceremonies of the Owu festival to the daily rituals of fishing and farming. We celebrate the unity of our people, the strength of our women, and the wisdom of our elders. The Ijaw story is not just one of struggle, but also of survival and hope. We are a people who have been through much, yet we stand tall, like the mighty mangroves that endure the storms. Our history is a reminder that no matter how great the challenges we face, the Ijaw people will always find a way to survive, to thrive, and to pass down their stories to the next generation. Our journey is not over, and our fight is not done. But as long as the rivers flow and the sun rises over our land, the Ijaw people will endure, strong in our heritage, our spirit, and our resolve.